Hello, good evening. Thursday. I can't spell as well, uncle. Well, you can spell, you wouldn't know what's the meaning. And if you wouldn't know what's the meaning, you can talk about it too. That's very simple. That's why I put it out there in my community page. Examples. What are the ways they used to use it for? You know. But if you were to look at the thumbnail, surprisingly, someone that is so, should I say, a genius. A genius. And mind you, I think he does not understand what he's talking about, other than the one that posted it up and supported him. Yeah, you're one of them. Only you don't know what you're talking about too. Exactly as what you go after all of them. You never change. You still remains the same. You like to talk about everyone. And that's what it means. Drama. And you have a way of doing it. So, that is your way. That's how it's being described. But it's okay. Whatever you want to say. I'm not a master in it. I just want to correct some people out there. Especially the Sinola guy. Or the Sinola boy. Hey, go back to Mexico. If you can understand. Cheers to you. Let's see who's here. Other than Maria. Hello. Maria too. Ichi dearest Estela. Hello, Maria. Hubby is happy I cooked for him today. Wow. That's very good, my dearest. But I'm preparing to cook the kari ayam, which is the number one favorite food of the world. But I'm going to explain some of the issue that is not addressed out there by some of those cooks or some of those that knows everything about the Malaysian kari ayam, but actually they screwed themselves all out, and that is their own way of cooking. It's not the authentic, original way that is described as the, what do you call, number one food of the world. Yeah, kari ayam is number one, top of all the other food, and it's the number one in the world. I know how to cook it, and I also know how to do a shortcut of it, and I also know what's the difference, whether you can get a smooth taste, whether you can get it slightly creamier, but they never explain all this to you. I'll do it in a very different way for this particular kari ayam or kari chicken as they call it. And I will also list it down in my community page as to what's the difference, how it should be cooked. But lots of them screwed all of it up. Even those in the YouTube one, I went over to all of it that they describe as the kari ayam number one in the Malaysian. But they are not Malaysian cooking it. Stupid. You see, it's hilarious when they want to do it, but they do not know how to do it. And you can call it a genre in kari ayam. Because why? They cook it their way, their style, and they say it's the number one curry in the world. No, you're wrong. Not the number one curry in the world if you cook it your way. You got to cook it the Malaysian way. And mind you, there's also a few ways that the Malaysian cook it, depending on who are you referring to. Nonya Babas, the Indians, what should I say? The local here, or the Malays, or the Chinese, or the other multi races that is over here that also knows how to cook it. But they all have their individual style. But I want to describe exactly the only kari ayam that is the number one food of the world. How to do it in a shorter way, and what's the difference of doing it totally different from others. You see, there's a lot of spices that is not in use, that they add away. I'll remove all of it. I'll just give you the basic, and you can taste exactly the kari ayam. That is the number one. You know why? Because some of the spices will remove the actual taste or enhance it differently. Then you wouldn't be tasting it exactly as what you want. The other part is that the potatoes that is included over it, some of them do it differently. Yeah, there's a difference when you cook it differently and when you use different style of cooking. That means it's not the original authentic kari ayam. You got it? But a lot of them don't know. That's why I explain most of my cooking as to how you can get it, how can you get it correct, and what's the difference when you use all the spices. But there's one thing I would like to inform regarding about these leaves that they call bay leaves. These bay leaves actually is not part of the Asian cuisine. It's from the Western world. But whether you put it into any of your cooking or not, when you're talking about Asian ways of cooking, I can only tell you one thing. You will not notice it if you do not put it also. Because the aromatic and the taste that is overwhelming in the local Asian style of cooking, bay leaf is nothing. Bay leaf is nothing. I put a full stop to it, and you can try it out when you want to cook the Asian style. So that is like they claim to know what Hungarian goulash is. No way it even resembles the original goulash. Yes. Correct. That's what I'm referring it to. And I go all over the YouTube one to find out why they want to use the name Malaysian kari ayam when it's exactly not the Malaysian kari ayam they are cooking. You see, they are all trying to gain points, gain views, but that's not the way to do it. You're just fooling yourself. Like I told some of them, that is not authentic kari ayam. Because some of the ingredient that you use over it is not required. But they do not know. They do not know about it. You see, there's over 30 odd types of spices that is available. Depending on which part of the world you are in. But there's only 4 spices that you require for kari ayam. 4 only. 4 spices. You cannot count the chili or the curry powder as one of it, because when you're cooking curry, that is the basic ingredients. But the spices, there's only 4. There's only 4. And you don't need any oyster sauce to add away it. You do not need any Ajinomoto to add away it too. Why do you want to enhance it with oyster sauce? Because when you put oyster sauce into it, it removes the originality of it. That means you're not a good cook if you enhance it with some other flavors. You can't get exactly what you want from it. That's why you add away to enhance it. That's where you went wrong. Because you got to cook it correctly to get what you want. And I can tell you how to get it done. I know how to do it. I've been cooking curries for ages. All sorts, all style, all kind of tastes, all kind of flavors. But it's not the same like this kari ayam that has only a very distinct flavor. It doesn't have any additive kind of flavor away. Very original. Who put oyster sauce in curry? Timmy, you know about it, but some people don't know about it. Oh my God. Douglas, howdy. I know you know about it because you've been cooking the Malaysian style of cooking for the past 10 years. And definitely you will know what's the difference. Like a lot of idiots out there that want to gain points, gain view, and want to tell the world they know how to cook the Malaysian kari ayam. I tell you, they are totally nuts. Hello, Douglas. So now this subject has turned into a genre of it also. Because I explain it totally differently from other people. Now you get the point. What is the meaning of genre? Like the one from Sinola, the Sinola boy that does not understand anything at all, and the Bantayan man that promote the channel not knowing that he's equally unable to spell like someone else says out there. Have a drink. Eating mookata and a 6-inch black scorpion comes walking past. Get hold of the 6-inch scorpion, roast it and eat it, Douglas. That is, what should I say? A very different kind of eating. And it's very original if you can have it. Yeah, they do eat scorpions in Thailand. We are cooking. It is okay. I had lunch already. Okay, no problem. Not a problem. Even here in the Philippines, chicken curry or whatever kind of curry has no oyster sauce in it. Jamie, if you were to go to the YouTube channel, you'll find there's a lot of stupid fool out there they use oyster sauce to enhance the flavor. That is totally wrong because you don't need it at all unless you do not know how to cook it. That's why you need the oyster sauce to enhance it. But I don't use it. I don't use oyster sauce. I don't use Ajinomoto also because you don't need it if you know how to cook it. The taste and the aromatic smell itself will tell you it's totally correct if you have done it correctly. But lots of them do not know how to cook it because when they start with the basic ingredient, when they cook over the fire, you know where they went wrong already. Lots of them done it wrongly, not correctly. And you know why the kari ayam, the Malaysian one, have to be very smooth through your mouth. When it's very smooth and there's this little tinklish of the spices that comes into play with it, that's where you get all your points. But how are you going to make it very smooth and very tasteful for you? I tell you, lots of them don't know how to cook it. There's a trick that is missing and they never use it. The Chinese call it wok hei. Wok hei. No. The English word think that fire gets into the wok is called wok hei. Hey, screw you if you don't know what is wok hei. I will explain when I cook it because part of it is also there, but it's just in a different format. But I guess you don't know what it is all about too. Interesting, isn't it? Wait until I cook it for you, I explain it for you, then you will get it. Then you will know how to cook it. Haha, we were full and Nun doesn't allow me to hurt anything. I scoot him away. Douglas, at MSG, but they are scarce to use that. I don't understand people. Yep, that's true. Ha 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 ha, that's silly, Timmy. What's the topic, E.T., my brother? Genre. Like if you can't spell it, you see my thumbnail, you find the meaning, the spelling. The spelling spelled wrongly. And when it's spelled wrongly, you can't find it even in the Oxford Dictionary. And if you can't find it, you would not know what's the meaning of it. And if you do not know what's the meaning of it, how can you be talking about that subject which you do not understand anything about it? See, Sinola boy is damn stupid. Equally goes to the Bantayan Paradise old man that promotes it. Double, twice he did it. Only that he does not know, or maybe he does not know how to spell the word too. But you can find everything out there in my posting. Check it out. I put it there. Explanation, everything, the most simplified one. I put it out there. What's the meaning behind it? But frail old man You're one of them. You're one of the genre that is doing what you do best. Smearing disinformation and bad-mouthing all your opponents. That's what it means. Drama, which is part of the genre. Your kind, there's so many types available. You don't have to classify as, what is the other one? The cabin. Why? Is he getting into your nerves? You don't have to talk about the Taliban because you're pissed off with what he did. And there's a lot of other supporters that you have out there that seems to know everything about everyone. That's why there's no more dialogue. You call it or classify it under discord, where you all have theories and no facts. Can't get it even correct at all. Hello, colorful. Hello, Estella. I add it to my cooking. Nobody dies yet. No. Estella, MSG is also known as Ajinomoto, the Japanese name for it, Ajinomoto. And no one dies from it. Nobody dies from it. And even they have researched it, it does not cause cancer too. The only thing that it does to all your cooking is that it enhances the taste. That's all. It enhances the taste because it got a little magic power. Ajinomoto, or MSG as you call it, have a little bit of magic power over it that it can enhance the flavor. But in your curry ayam or the curry ayam that I'm going to cook, you do not require it. You do not require it because the way that it is being cooked, the flavor is already enhanced by itself, by the way of how you cook it. No problem. MSG short form for monosodium glutamate. Yes. The other name is Ajinomoto, Timmy. Ajinomoto is the other name. And they research it. There's nothing that causes cancer about it too. I use spices from all over the world. I add MSG. I can reduce the amount of salt. Salt. There's two things that you do need in any in any kind of cooking. There's two things that you need in any kind of cooking. Salt and sugar. Two of it. Because if you have too much of salt over your cooking, or you accidentally put a little bit more, you can correct it with sugar. That's why these two plays a very different role in whatever you're cooking. So that when it's too salty, you add sugar away, it corrects it so that it won't be too salty. Or if it is too sweet, you can correct it by adding salt over it to balance it back. That's why these two things is always there. They will be always there, salt and sugar. This is the magic thing that plays in most of the cooking. Because it never It never removes the taste at all. It just only correct it. Ajinomoto is a brand company name. I know it's a brand company name, but in some part of the world, it's used. Even in Japan, it's used as Ajinomoto, but it's MSG. It's MSG. And that's the only way you can buy MSG in certain part of the world, because they use that brand. They don't use the name MSG in whatever. You can find it out there, because it's very hard to find MSG if you look for the name. But if you are looking for Ajinomoto, just mention the name and they will tell you where to find it. Yes, in Hungary cooking always it says add a bit of sugar to a bit of salt. Yes, balance is the key. Correct. Like I said, both of it correct. Either it's too salty or too sweet. That's the way to correct it. And it's the very basic of it. Because sometimes you can't control, or should I say, you don't know the portion of it, and when it's a little bit towards the saltiness, you want to bring it back to balance it so that you can get a mixture of sweet and salty together. If you can't, or if you don't use it, then I can only say one thing: you can correct it. That's why it's the salt and sugar that you require. It's very simple. It's very simple. I've been cooking, I know. Sometimes also I make the mistake. And when I make the mistake, I got to correct it also. Because before you serve or you finish your cooking, you will definitely want to taste it. And when you taste it and you find that it's either too sweet or too salty, you will want to balance it first before you finish your cooking. I buy from Asian market and it is Ajinomoto. Yeah, that's why I said. That's why I said the name is Ajinomoto, and you just mention Ajinomoto, everyone will know it, because this name has been used during the early 70s until now. So you just imagine how many years, more than 50 years is in the market. It's a very old name. If I use soya sauce or oyster sauce and pepper, I don't use salt and sugar anymore. Soya sauce, oyster sauce, yes. If you were to dip your finger into it and taste it, they are all either sweet or salty. Soya sauce is actually sweet, and there's a few types that is sweet soya sauce. And oyster sauce will always be salty. Definitely, it will be salty. And you don't need to use sugar and salt. But not every dish you need oyster sauce. Not every dish you need oyster sauce. Because oyster sauce removes some of the flavor in some of the cooking. And you do not need to use a lot of it. Most of my cooking, I don't use oyster sauce too. Most of my cooking, I don't use oyster sauce. I use like sauce. I use dark sauce. I use squid sauce and also fish sauce, because you can find fish sauce, squid sauce, and so on in the market. And it gives you a very different kind of flavor depending on what you're cooking. So it's very simple. It's very simple. Other than, what do you like to eat? What's the best food that you want to cook? There's a lot of things that's very nice out there. Have a drink. There's a lot of There's a lot of food out there that's very nice. And let's come back to the subject about I miss bak kut teh. You can order the bak kut teh spices. You can order it from Lazada or Lala, whichever. You can order it. But I think if you were to order that one, you need, depending on how big or what should I say, how many kilos of meat you're going to put into it. And if you're going to put a lot, about 1 to 2 kilos of it, I rather that you buy a few extra package, the what's that, the pre-packed ingredients, so that you can boil the water with it, and after that you add garlic and mushroom, shiitake mushroom, and you can also add garlic, whole garlic. With the whole garlic, it will give you a very nice taste, and you only need light sauce. You use light sauce over it, and it's very simple. You use some light sauce, then you can get it correct. Not a problem. You can get it correct, because whatever meat you put inside there is actually, meat are actually sweet, and you only need, what should I say, the light soy sauce, so that it doesn't look so dark. Unless you want it a little bit darker, then you use the dark sauce to put away it. And that is usually if you're cooking it in a pot that is, what should I say, dried one, with the dried black sauce. You can cook it that way also. Now they have it there that way also, not in the soup type. It's just a dry type version of it, but it's also very nice. It's something like a stew. If you put it in a pot and you cook it that way, it's something like a stew, but you cook it until it's almost dry, so that the flavor is into the meat and it tastes very nice. It's very nice. I know you can't get it in Philippines, but you can buy from here, order it from here, and then you can cook it at home. You know how to cook it, and you can also add some ginger slices to it. Not too much. You can add some ginger slices to it, because ginger slices remove the odor that you do not require. Usually the smell comes from the blood that is not properly cleaned. So by adding some slices of ginger over it, it removes the unwanted smell. Then it will be okay. You can do it that way, and it's very nice. You love the food when it's cooked properly. When it's cooked properly, it's very nice. That's all I can say. And I think you've been missing for and craving for that one for quite some time, because you've been home for quite some time already. Right? Bak kut teh, beef rendang, nasi lemak. Nasi lemak. The other one is what? Prawn curry mee, the Penang style prawn curry mee, and then the other one is the wonton mee. Yeah, wonton mee is very nice. There's two versions. One of it is wet, one of it is dry. Yeah, there's so many choices you can eat here. And like I said, actually Malaysia is a food paradise. We have everything from all over the whole of the Asia. Only that some of them do not understand that we can get everything that we want over here. And they are only talking that no, some kind of food you won't be able to get it here. But they never understand. They never know about it. And like a lot of them that comes to visit, most of them do not go eating in this kind of restaurant to find out the authentic style of the food over here. Most of them don't, because they have never been. And if they have never been, how are they going to find out what we have here? That's all I can say. They're missing it and they do not know about it. But I'm not out there to take them to go and feast on all the food, because it's not cheap. It's not cheap. It's quite expensive, but it's very, very nice. And most of them, they only tasted the durian, not the actual food that is over here, that is very, very good. I can say one thing: they miss out a lot of things and they never know about it. Unless you become what should I say, a permanent residence over here, that you can apply to stay for a certain period of time, then you can go venturing into this paradise that is around, and you will be able to find lots of it, and it's very, very nice, and it's very, very tempting. You can ask Timmy about it. I'm not lying. She has gone to a lot of places and eat a lot of things that a lot of people, YouTubers and so on, they comes and visit Malaysia, but they cannot find it. Why? Because they don't know where to get it. That's all I can say. They only know to go to the mall to eat. True. But that is not the best. That is not the best food you can get. The best food is still out there. Family run business. Long history of it. 30 to 50 years. You know, it's damn good. And they don't have to promote their food at all. There will be people automatically will know where to look for it, where to find it, and where to enjoy it. That's all I can say. I am not a fan of rendang. Hello Maui to everyone. Maui from Estella. Nah, you cannot find best food inside the mall. Yes, Timmy, I know. That's why I'm not telling. All you can get from there is just commercial taste, no more. But sometimes less. Most of the time less, not sometimes, Timmy. You've been to a lot of places, you eat a lot of things. I know, Timmy. I can only say, yes, you have tasted some of the very best that is over here. You're very lucky, because like I said, you stay with a Chinese family, and part of the culture of the Chinese family are eating all the gourmet dishes. Yes, eating all the gourmet dishes. And I can tell you one thing, you don't find it in the mall. You can't find it in the mall. Whatever that is in the mall is all basic food stuff that is not actually, it does not qualify even under the 5-star Michelin. Only they get it because those 5-star Michelin idiots don't know where to find the actual food. You mean they know what is 5-star Michelin when some of them say, I do not need your 5-star rating. You know why? Because they already have their clients or customer ages. They repeat and they come and patronize most of the time. Why do you need the Michelin 5-star? It's just the Western culture. The Western culture. There's a lot of them out there that don't need it at all. I'm not belittling 5-star Michelin. I am just saying that they don't know where to look for it and where to find it. That's why they never get to know exactly what it is all about. That's why the kari ayam can go to be the number 1. And what? 5-star Michelin also don't know about it. Just imagine. Isn't it true? That's only the Western style classification, but you don't need it. Who needs it? Who needs the 5-star rating? I don't need it. Right? But there's a lot of very, very nice food that is out in the outskirts of town. They are not exactly located in town area. Most of it are hidden somewhere else. Like they said, province. In the Philippines, they call it. Here we call it the villages. Now the new name for villages are called taman. Taman, which refers to park. That's the difference. Things or name keep on changing and evolving. 5-star only possess high-end places and expensive serving, but not the quality food. I don't know. Because when they talk about 5-star, they talk about consistency. But what is so consistency if you are not there to taste it always? You mean even when you're cooking at home, sometimes when you are in a bad mood, the food also turn out a little bit off. You mean the guy that gives the 5-star rating, they are always there every day? I guess not. That's what I said. Like I said, it's just a rating that does not mean anything. Because out in the outskirts, you can find food that tastes even better than what you can find in those mall or places that you say, oh, there's so many places, people that is eating it, that is very good. No. The one that cook the best food are the one that has been cooking it for 20, 30 years. They don't need any gauges, they don't need any weighing machine or whatever to know the amount to cook. Because why? They are so used to it. They know what's the amount that is required, and they just cook it. And like I said, it tastes day 1 to day 30, it will still remains the same. Because they've been doing it for ages. So it's inside their head as to what amount, what's the portion, and whatever. They just throw it in and cook it. That's all. Don't have to measure. Don't have to weigh it. And it turns out exactly the same. Today, tomorrow, day after tomorrow, it's still the same. But you notice that some places, they got to weigh, they got to put how many portions of it, how much of it. All garbage. I don't measure. Whatever thing I put, I just estimated. That's how it is. Because more or less you know the flavor. How is it going to turn out? That's all in your hands and all on top of your head that you can remember how to cook it. You don't have to use any guidance. You don't have to use it because automatically when you know how to cook, you know what's the portion that is required. That's how it is. You can ask Estella, does she waste any of the spices that she puts into it? I doubt that. She said, I just throw it in, and the amount that I used to do it, and I just do it the way I've been doing it for ages. That's how it is. Never just throw it in and taste. Just correct. Never just throw it in and taste. That's all. That's what I said. Never measure, never waste. Just dump it in, and you know whether it's correct or not. Because you've been cooking it for ages. Definitely, you know the portion of it that is required. But like I said, some people, they will tell you exactly how many grams, how many milligrams, whatever. I said, my God, you mean we got to measure everything that we cook? No. You just see most of the cook that do all, or those that is cook in the restaurant and so on, they never measure. They know more or less what's the percentage of it, what's the estimate amount of it, and they just put in and cook it. That's all. That's how you are used to it, and that's how you will use the way to cook it, and it will turn out perfect. Not a problem. I also don't measure. I also just cut and throw it there and cook it. That's all. Don't have to measure. It's just that sometimes you just give an estimated, you need about this amount, that amount, more or less. But if you were to ask yourself, one whole bulb of garlic, are you going to tell me all of it will be of the same size? When you say you use 4 numbers of it, and 4 numbers of it, are you talking about small, big, medium, or each and every one of it have a definite, precise weight? Don't have. How are you going to say 20 grams, 30 grams? Knowing fully well that if you put 4 numbers, it could be more than 20 grams. If you put 5 numbers, it could be also less than 20 grams, depending on the size. They never get it correct, isn't it? Funny, isn't it? How people cook. My grandmother taught me never measure anything, not even for baking. Right. I throw much Too much oyster sauce in. I cannot sit down after eating. Chasing. You don't cook it every day, what? So if you don't cook it every day, definitely, maybe sometimes your hands is a bit heavy on it, sometimes it's a bit light on it, depending on your mood. Hello, Miss Timmy from Maria. Maui from Maria. Chasing tail from Maria. Yep. We just do the estimated amount. We just do it and it will be correct. Whatever you cook, before you end your cooking, definitely you will want to taste it to find out whether it's correct or not correct. Definitely. And you'll make sure that you add the amount that is required. Colorful feathers, Maria, Douglas, Maria. Now, anyone knows what is the genre all about now? Well, it can mean a lot of things if you know the definition of the exact words that is being used. But if you can't, and if you do not understand, like most of the people out there that says that I'm talking a lot of air. You know who is the one that refers me as to talking a lot of air? I tell you, 7 ways his brain are too small to understand what I'm talking about. Number 1. Number 2 is that FPV, Dave, he is also another one. Because he does not understand what I'm talking about and what I'm saying. So these 2 characters actually, they are completely numbskull. So now you can come after me with your genre. Have fun. I don't want to explain. It's all out there. I just want to get them pissed off with me. You know why? Exactly as they want to do drama, I did all of it. Just stop sprinkling spices when your ancestor spirits tell you to stop. I sprinkle all over the places, Maria. That is exactly what I'm doing now. No measuring requires. I'm doing it now, and I want to get them pissed off with me. Exactly like all the stories, I make up a lot of it. And if you know what I'm talking about, you'll understand. But if the 2 numbskulls don't know what I'm talking about, and there's another one that is the Sinola boy, what should I say? The Bantayan man, old man, that does not know exactly what he's doing. But he knows. He doesn't know how to spell the word too. Spelling is very funny, isn't it? It's not funny. Actually, it's a French spelling. Genre is a French spelling. Because you don't have the pronunciation of the G that is there. It sounds like a J out there. Like some of the name that you pronounce it differently. That's what some of the French meaning or writing that is totally not exactly like you want to spell it. Fun, isn't it? So, I simplify it for you all out there to find exactly what's the meaning from the Oxford Dictionary so that you can understand what is it all about. But how are you going to use it when you do not know or understand what it is all about? Because this one is very simplified. During the early 17th centuries, it's totally different. Very different. Of late only, there are lots of people wanting to use their words, but cannot comprehend or understand what it means. I'm not a teacher. I don't have to educate you all out there. I just simplify it for you to understand what they are talking about, what they are saying, what they are doing in their own format. I have a different kind of format. I like to tell stories. That's my format. Some people like to go after other people's asses. Or should I say, business. That is their way of having it. But there's one particular guy out there that does not understand anything at all. And he used the word. And he spelled it totally wrong. And I guess he does not understand what it is all about. What seasoning should I use to fry the fish egg? What seasoning do you need to use to fry the fish egg? Well, if you got fish egg, you take it out from the sack, and then you remove the egg yolk. You only use the egg white, just sufficient to cover your egg, the fish egg, and you mix it over to the egg white, and like I said, a little bit of salt so that it will be a little bit salty, and a little bit of pepper, and you just fry it like omelette. And I can tell you, you love it, because then it becomes fish egg omelette, and it's very nice. But you can use green onions over it if you want. You can use green onion over it. Fish. No, Estella, don't tell me that. No, it's not fun, Estella, my dearest. Once you are asking me to get myself into trouble again. Because why? You know, it flies all over the places and it goes off like bomb. Attack me like crazy. Don't tell me it's fun, Estella. I know you have a very good laugh at me when I'm doing it. It's very hilarious actually when you cook fish egg. But you can cook it in in so many different ways. You just take it out from the sack. You mix it with the egg white, beat it together, put some salt, and if you want a little bit of the green onions, cut into small sizes and put it together, and you fry it like omelette, and it's very nice. It's very nice to taste it that way, because then you will taste the fish egg only. The fish egg. Don't need oyster sauce or whatever. Never use it, because it covers the taste of the egg, the fish egg. I was laughing with you, not just at you, really. I know. I got a good attack from it. And it's really very funny, because When I put it on top of the fish, when I'm doing the frying, it rolled off and it ended up into the oil. And when it ends up into the oil, it start popping because fish egg is actually just like bomb inside is liquid, and it explode, and it comes after me like crazy because it does not stop. When you have a lot of it inside there, it start to pop, and it pops all over the places, and my kitchen is in a real mess. I'm not going to do it anymore. I have enough of it for once. My dearest Estella, crazy one, that one. You really can't control it when it runs out of what should I say, when it turns out the other way around, and you got no way of controlling it. The only thing is that you got to cover it up, and you got to turn down the fire, because it will never stop popping. It will keep on popping, popping, popping until the whole thing is gone and finished. And I was just having a lot of fun with it, at the same time making a mess out of my kitchen. But it's fun. It's really nice cooking that. But I want to give you all a way to cook the kari ayam that is the number one food of the world now. The way that is cooked is very simple. You only have a few ingredients. I can tell you the ingredients offhand. You have what is that? Curry powder, and then meat curry powder. You have what is that? Potatoes cut into 2 or 4s depending on the size, and then you have chicken. You can use any part of the chicken that you want, because you can buy the whole chicken, but then most of the time you don't eat the whole chicken because some of the parts you do not want it also. So you can buy whatever portion, whichever part of the chicken meat that you want to cook. It's all up to you. And then at the same time, there's only, what do you call, shallots, or you call it red onions. Then you have garlic, you have some ginger, and onions, garlic, ginger. That's the 3 of the fresh one. And then you have this cardamom, the spices. And then you have cinnamon, the stick. And then you have the star anise, the flower that is like a star. And then you have clove. Clove is just like the stalk of a flower. Stalk of a flower. That's the 4 spices that you only require. You don't need other than that. You don't need any other thing. So it's very simple and it's very basic. And you only need some sugar if it's too salty, and you only need salt to blend it. These are the 2 things that is required. Other than that, there's nothing in the kari ayam. But I don't know why they go add so many other garbage into it. I'll give you a list of it. I make out a whole list of it. That's all. But the curry leaves got to be there. Curry leaves got to be there. And you know, curry leaves enhance the flavor. And that one, you require 1 stalk of it. I don't know whether you can get it in powder form or not, because now curry leaves also come in powder form. Like all the other spices, like pepper and so on, they also come in powder form. Curry leaves also now come in powder form. And you only need a slight amount of it to enhance the curry's smell. And that's all. Nothing else. Very simple. Very straightforward. And that's how you cook it. The only thing is that how are you going to make it smooth to your liking? And how are you going to make it creamier to your liking? Not forgetting that kari ayam Kari ayam needs coconut milk. That is for sure. Don't forget the curry coconut milk. Without it, it's not curry at all. That's all. And these are the basic ingredient that's very simplified and very few of it. I was laughing not just at you. Yeah, that's how you cook the curry ayam. And in English, it's called curry chicken. It's the same name, but the name that is being used is kari ayam. Kariayam. I'll put the name there and I'll put the bracket name in English also. So you can find the actual one that use the actual name, not the one that is in the English name, which is a lot of variations, not the same. And you can cook it exactly the way that is being cooked. And that is very well known by the name kari ayam. That's all. That's how it's cooked. Hopefully, tomorrow is Friday. Saturday I can cook it, or Sunday. What genre is this live stream? Curry chicken or curry ayam? You got it. Correct. You got it. Retro. You understand what it means. That's why you can ask me. But some people out there don't understand. And you know exactly what it means. That's why you can ask me. Yep. You're right. Yeah, we are talking about curry ayam. That is the meaning of it in this live stream. The genre. The meaning of it. Thank you. I'll make sure you don't take the express elevator to. I don't care what they want to say about me. Retro. I don't care what they want to say about me. I only got one thing to say. Some of them are totally nuts. Some of them do not know what is actually the meaning of it. That's why I put it out there in the posting. Check it out so that they can understand what is it being used for. But a lot of them do not understand. Lots of them do not understand. And by you putting it that way, what's the genre is this live stream about? I know you understand. Very simple. Like I said, I know you understand, but not everyone. So when they do not understand and they talk garbage all over it, even they cannot spell it. They can't spell it. That's why I put the thumbnail out there for you to see how they spell it. And you'll be amazed that if you can't spell it, you will never understand what it is all about. And how can you talk about it? I don't know. I do understand. I'm smart, Retro. I know you understand. Definitely, I know you understand. Because when I read it, I can tell you. I can tell whether you can understand or not. I don't have to question you. Very simple. Fun, isn't it? When you know that there's a lot of people that do not understand what it stands for too. It's very hilarious. And I don't know why they want to use that word if they do not understand what they are doing and talking about. What can I say? I only can say one thing. The Sinaloa boy can go back to Mexico. And the Bantayan old man hang up your phone. No one is listening to your garbage anymore. I don't care whether you are angry with me or not. I couldn't care less. Exactly, I want to put it out there. Exactly, I know you will come after me. So have fun. Because we know where you stand now. We know exactly where you stand. Well, it's already 1 hour 10 minutes. My kari ayam subject already explained, almost done. It's just that I haven't started cooking it and explaining the two most important part when you're cooking. I'll explain to you and to everyone that want to understand what it is all about. And you will get the authentic kari ayam that you're looking for. Yes. And you'll find very smooth and very tasty. That's why it can win the #1 placing in the world. It can win the #1 placing in the world because when it's cooked that way round, definitely you'll get it to the #1. And you can find the spices that is required all over the world. You don't need any extra spices other than the 4 I mentioned. Only 4. The rest you can find. Everything you can find out there. But the main thing is the 4 spices. That's all. The 4 spices that you require. That's all for tonight. Have fun. God bless you all. Take care of your health. Estella too. Take care of your health. You just want to have fun out here. And Richard, skip the oyster sauce. You don't need so much of it. Right? You don't need so much of it. It spoils all the cooking actually. It spoils all the cooking. I don't know why they want to use it. I don't use it so often. And I don't need to use that oyster sauce too for most of my cooking. That's all for tonight. Have fun. Take care. Thanks for dropping by, listening to all the shit that I'm talking about. Madness that is happening all over the YT world. Craziness that is being spewed out all over the places. But life goes on. Don't take any seriousness in YT life because you'll get yourself into a very bad mood if you think it's all real. Nothing is real in YT world. Only fantasies. Only fantasies. Nothing is real. That's all I can say. Good night all. Stay safe. Hugs. Hi Retro from Maria. Yes. Smart Retro. Thank you for visiting me. Have fun. Like all the craziness that we have here, I'm just only having fun. And this is my genre. Telling you all garbage. And garbage comes with a cost. If you know really what I'm talking about. Bye, Uncle E.T. and Chad. Yes, I know you're busy, Jimmy. Keep on going. Keep on going. That's the best in your life. Yeah, writing stories about everything. Someday, Timmy is going to write a story about me. The craziness of E.T. Right, yeah, I'm really crazy one. But I don't care what they say about me. I couldn't care less about what they have or what they think about me. With that, I say good night. Good morning to you, Estella. Good afternoon. Oh, good afternoon to you. And good morning to Richard. Richard, over there is in the morning now. That's all for today. I catch you all again tomorrow. Bye bye. Thanks for dropping by, everyone. God bless you all. Bye.